What's up, Fly?
Oh, you just jumped right in the middle here.
Oh, we're going in
We're live. We're going live.
Wow. All right, so welcome to Free Comic Book Day at Farpoint Toys and Collectibles. Can we get a little look at some of the
yeah, we got some free comics here.
So we got a little Transformers, little Overwatch, little Power Rangers.
Have you read any books, Andrew?
I've read a lot of these books.
How's the Power Rangers stack up?
Power Rangers is really good right now, Dustin.
Even the Free Comic Day Power Rangers?
The Free Comic Book Day Power Rangers especially is really... I did a segment... I have Facebook access now. I did
Yes, he's been given privileges.
I have. Yes. I haven't abused them yet. I did a little write-up on the Free Comic Book Day Power Rangers.
For us?
For you guys.
Oh, because we gave you privileges on the...
Yeah, that's exactly.
Let me tell you something. Our other partner, the number 3 man...
Silent partner.
Yeah, well, no, he's not silent. There's nothing silent about our partner. I don't even think he has privileges to post.
No, he doesn't.
I think I think he knows better.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, I think he made one too many She-Hulk posts.
He's still posting on It's a Toy Store.
Yes.
And if you want the Frank personality post, you go there, and there are plenty of... And when Frank posts, you can hear Frank speaking.
Absolutely. Oh my God, if you know him
which is charming.
Yeah.
I like that. And I like to incorporate more of that in the Farpoint posts, except at the end of his post, it has to say -Frank. Like, we have to know that it is Frank posted these posts.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, when you look at my post that I wrote for the page, it says written by Andrew or whatever. But, like, it's very, very tiny in, like, some corner or something.
No, you're there, buddy.
Yeah, you're there.
No, I'm saying, like, whatever.
So happy Free Comic Book, everyone.
Yeah, so, and, you know, we still have plenty of stock, so be sure to come in throughout the various days of operation to pick up whatever we have left over.
We might even have a couple of those reprints of Hulk #1 left, maybe one or two.
We might.
And we still have, we're only doing up to 100 raffles for that bad boy.
That beautiful...
So there's definitely some raffles left.
Terrifying burn victim can be yours.
Yes.
We've only just started with that, but we've already sold
the star of his own rom-com.
Is everything a rom-com?
Anything can be a rom-com.
Anything can be a horror movie, too. You can make a case for Mrs. Doubtfire being a movie about an unstable father.
It's a rom-com.
It is, yeah.
Oh, my God.
It is. It is a movie about an unstable father.
Anyway... We also have new comics that you have to purchase. Avengers #1.
We actually do have books you have to buy.
We finally got a #1 on the show.
Let me see that cover, man.
Ed McGuinness.
Yeah.
Oh, Thor is screaming. She-Hulk is... Oh, damn, girl.
Hey, wait, didn't I just make a comment about no She-Hulk
Yeah,
posts?
I thought that was intentional. I didn't know.
Oh, my God.
What's Thor doing? Let me see Thor.
So, yeah, that's Thor.
Someone's stepping on his foot.
He's still not worthy to hold Mjolnir anymore.
Look at that beard.
Someone's stepping on his foot.
Where's Loki?
Where'd female Thor go?
Died of cancer.
Yeah.
Damn.
Way to throw her under the bus, Justin.
Oh. I didn't do it.
He didn't give her cancer.
Who's that in the background?
Wait, this one?
Yeah.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
He's very red in the background.
Yeah. That's Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider. We got Black Panther, Tony, Captain America, Captain Marvel.
Let me see that She-Hulk again.
Name basis
I gotta tell you,
yeah, Mr. Stark. I don't call him Mr. Stark.
I love my thin, petite, beautiful, slim, sleek wife.
But you should just end your sentence right there.
And that's it. I love my thin, beautiful, slim,
that
petite,
looks like you, but
beautiful
with
wife.
boobs,
I do have boobs. So
and a wig.
I used to have hair like that.
You used to. Anyway, moving on to not #1s. A very special issue of Scales and Scoundrels.
Cool. You got my daughter on this book.
I did, because it's good.
A very special
We're doing the trades, though, right?
She's only doing trades. Yep. But she's buying Isola. I got her on Isola, too.
Oh, he's talking to Congress, even.
I don't know if we could do the funny voice. This is a pretty intense issue.
Yeah, this is a serious issue, man. There's no snapper voice in this.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. Right now, we're doing Avengers #1. There came a day unlike any other, where Earth's mightiest heroes...
Why are they starting Avengers over?
Because why not? Well, actually, there is another initiative. There's a all different, except this time for realsies, Marvel, whatever.
Frickin' Marvel, man.
Yeah, they love their whatevers. So, I remember talking... Actually, fun fact, this is the first comic to show up on a Fridays with Andrew. That was on my recommended thing. Remember, we're starting to do that thing where I recommend solicits?
Yeah, well, because we recommended, like, hey, get on this.
Yeah, this is the first one. They haven't shown up on the show yet. But this
Galactus.
not Galactus, Celestials.
Not Galactus.
That's the guy in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 in the little flashback video that Collector has. Remember, he shows the guy banging with the Power Stone and destroys the whole planet?
Yeah.
Those are these guys.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is the Avengers of the Stone Age. Stone Age Avengers. It is that is a Caveman Star brand, Agamotto, the first Sorcerer Supreme, Mammoth Ghost...
Which is why that's the eye of Agamotto.
Mammoth Ghost Rider, the first Iron Fist, the first Black Panther, the living embodiment of the Phoenix Force, and a young Odin. They are the Avengers of the Stone Age.
Wow.
And
is that Mjolnir, or is it a different...
I think that might be Mjolnir. I forget.
Is it Mammoth?
It is Meow. I said that for a fact. That is Meow. Written by Jason Aaron. He's been writing Thor for a while. He did a run on Wolverine. He did a whole bunch of other stuff. What? Let me give me your face.
I'm scratching my head.
Oh, okay.
God, Andrew.
I thought Jason Aaron...
Honestly, I'm doing this. He's talking, I'm just like, scratching my head. That's it. It's got to be all about him,
I
though.
thought you were ironically scratching
I thought you had a question. I'm trying to be attentive.
If I had a question, I'd say, Andrew, I would interrupt you, honestly.
Fair. All right, anyway. So we flash back between the Avengers of the Stone Age to modern-day Avengers, and because there are an intertwined story going on involving the Celestials. So
there are customers in the store.
With the Avengers of modern day, one of the big framing devices of the store, besides flashing back and forth to the various members of the group, is a little bar drink time with Steve Rogers, Tony Stark, and Thor Odin's son.
Wait.
I bet Steve Rogers can't get drunk.
Steve Rogers get drunk?
No.
It's very, very hard.
So him and Andre the Giant are basically just pounding drinks trying to see who gets drunk
Well,
first.
Tony's a recovering alcoholic, so he bought a share in the temple. Anyway, because that is... I'm pretty sure he has stayed off alcohol for the most part.
There's actually a scene in Captain America First Avenger where he's trying to get drunk and can't.
Oh, he can't. Yeah. I guess he absolutely can't get
I
drunk.
was just wondering in comic
His
canon,
metabolism.
It's the same thing, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he can if he has enough to pound away.
Sure, or if he puts it in his butthole.
I really
your
want to talk about the
bloodstream
scene.
faster.
I really want to talk about the scene. It's very, very interesting.
I read a story like that.
So
I'll put the link in the comments.
Kids, don't try this at home, but honestly, that goes right in your bloodstream.
So these three individuals haven't been in the Avengers for quite some time right now. They haven't been members of the Avengers.
Iron Man, Captain America, and
Thor. They've had Jane Foster Thor. They've had different people donning.
Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly.
Their mantles. Because the girl was Iron Man for a while.
Right, yeah. Well, she was Ironheart, but she was wearing the Iron Man. Yeah, it was the whole thing. But here's an interesting bit of meta with this, because they're having this conversation, and Tony Stark is coming from the point of view, why do we need to be the Avengers? There are 50 other characters. I think our time has passed. I think our day in the sun is over. Let's move on, guys. Steve is coming from the perspective of, our work is not yet finished.
You can pay attention to the thing.
I know, yeah. Our work is not yet finished. If we don't do it now, we're going to do it at some point else. We might as well do it. We're going to get dragged in. And Thor is coming at it from the perspective of, he thinks because they have kind of messed up in the past, that we are just
guys, we have free comics. If you want any,
yep.
There are. You can take
These
whatever you want.
These are up for grabs.
Yes.
Take as much as you need. Carry them by the bucket.
Andrew's just talking to Facebook right now.
I'm telling Facebook.
We're talking about comic books.
So it's all good in the neighborhood. I don't know. I just think that this is a kind of interesting. It's an interesting in-story conversation, but it's also an interesting out-of-story explanation about sort of the resilience of specific characters as opposed to mantles and legacies and everything else.
So what they're addressing is really what they sell the comic books, those characters. So it's like they're inside the comic book. They're addressing this without having to say we sell the comic books.
I don't even know if I don't know if it's necessarily that. I think it's a fascinating conversation about three people who have been essentially fighting. If you want. 3 soldiers who are basically in perpetual war, except with superpowers,
right.
Talking about how much longer they can actually do it with 3 different interesting, valid perspectives. Yeah. By the way, yeah, this is the art is by Ed McGuinness. People might know him from his work on Hulk with Jeff Loeb or Superman and Batman with Jeff Loeb. This is him at his A game. This is Ed McGuinness, streamlined and perfected and great, and it's just really, really sweet.
Andrew can't not.
I-
He has to pay attention to what's coming in.
I'm sorry, I'm like a cat.
Listen, just the camera's here.
Camera.
Just let it happen around you. There's people. It's a store.
It is.
We're live. We're doing it live, Andrew.
They can look at. I've been like this always. There's also some good Doctor Strange and Black Panther. I think they're a really good duo. I like it when they're involved. I liked it when they were in Jonathan Hickman's run of Avengers. They play off each other very well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. Well, no, because it's Doctor Strange is a very, very smart guy. T'Challa's a very, very smart guy. When two smart guys respect each other in a room together, funny stuff happens.
What about when they don't respect each other on a spaceship?
Then you have
Wait, don't respect yourself on a space.
I don't know what the reference. Wait, is that?
I don't want to do any
I think it's
spoilers.
I think it's a recent movie that came out, but I'm not sure which two characters it's referring to.
Tony Stark and Doctor Strange.
Oh,
They
yeah,
obviously
that's
have
Black
no
Panther.
respect
It's
for
Black
each other.
Panther. It's never mind.
It's not that. It's that their egos are just like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
They're butting big heads.
It's like you and Frank.
So yeah. To summarize
It's
it.
like me and Andrew.
Wait, me?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
Oh my god, now he's neurotic about it. That's great.
Yeah, we're like
Scullies are here
Oh, double video.
and doing some sort of midception.
We are like Thor and Rocket, I thought. Anyway.
Am I Thor? Right?
I don't know. You can pick.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, to summarize it, because we have two more books to get to. Really, really good stuff. It's big cosmic level Avengers goodness mixed in with what I think is some nice metas, some nice humor, and really, really nice stylized art by Ed McGuinness.
Cool. What do you give it?
An A, just an A.
So,
An A for Avengers.
a book that you said people should get into
Yeah.
ended up being an A first issue.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look at you.
Well.
Yeah. Well, I like to think I have my finger
So
on
I
the pulse.
assume the first issue is starting to set some stuff up that's going to happen.
Absolutely.
There's an arc getting set up.
It's already, like I said, he was working on Thor, so there's some stuff from his Thor run that is bleeding in here. They were leading up to the Stone Age Avengers and other, like, there was a Marvel Legacy one-shot thing.
Am I the only one that's attracted to that She-Hulk in this?
No, I'm very much attracted to her.
Okay.
I
Penelope, what do you think about that?
love my girlfriend, but
She looks like Peter Steele, so I guess I'm attracted to her.
Yeah.
yeah.
Something about that.
I'm not.
I want to fight
There seems to be an
her.
ongoing mystery with no, seriously. She-Hulk seems to be getting stronger than she has been documented to get. So I think that's something that's going to be playing on in future issues. So, a very special episode of Scales and Scoundrels. Why do you think it's a very special issue?
Does someone get touched inappropriately?
Oh, stop.
Kind of. Not
Oh, there's a mermaid in it.
There's a mermaid.
She comes out of a can.
You know what? Let's do this. Let's do an exercise. Mermaid water. What would that lead to? What would water precipitate? A story underwater
Yeah.
With a mermaid.
with a mermaid. What would it do? Well, you can't talk underwater.
Oh.
We have a silent issue.
So it's like silent interlude.
Hashtag
Larry Hama.
Larry Hama.
Well, I was about to say, yes, silent comics are very, very hard.
Wow.
A lot of people don't do them.
Yep.
Because it's super difficult for a writer to convey what they want to the artist without the assistance of dialogue, and even harder for that artist to then convey that on the page. This comic does such a great job of explaining what is going on, both through body language, facial expression, and here, I'll give you an example. She finds a treasure chest full of this sea flower, and the sea flower kind of blooms and bubbles come out of it, which makes her realize, oh, I can use this for air. There's just
she needs air?
She needs air. Well, she has a dragon, so she doesn't need air all the time, but she does need air. So she grabs a sack of that, and she uses that for air as she goes undersea for her undersea adventure.
How did she know?
Under the
How
sea!
did she know that it wasn't a different gas and it wasn't air? It could have been nitrogen.
Well, she gave it a shot.
It could have been like pure helium.
And that is where the song of Luvander ends. That is what I tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does she find a snarfblatt?
Wait. Should I know that reference?
We're silently judging you.
Okay, is that a Dungeons and Dragons thing? That sounds like a Dungeons and Dragons thing. Is it Snarf? From Thundercats? Snarf Black.
Anyway.
It's gonna kill me later, I know it. Anyway.
Maybe a viewer
please
will help Andrew with what a Snarfblatt is.
Please say in the comments below. Apparently I should know.
I don't know.
A silent issue, very, very well done, very well orchestrated, and used for the larger themes of this storyline about miscommunication, fear, and a want of understanding.
Is this a one-off issue, or is there more overarching story?
So it is the overarching story of Lou Vander trying to figure out herself. That is the main character. She's a dragon, hence the scales part of Scales and Scoundrels.
So wait a second, back up.
Yeah.
She shapeshifts?
She can assume a human form.
Okay.
She actually can't reassume her dragon form because she has a curse on her.
Okay.
She had the opportunity to break that curse 2 issues ago, but she decided...
No spoilers. My kid's watching.
Oh, shoot! Never mind then.
Anyway.
Never mind then.
She has a curse.
I love the idea of this book.
This book's so awesome. And it's getting better.
So the next trade will be after number 10 comes out,
Yes,
I guess.
it will be.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it started out as a really, really solid entry fantasy story, and they're just like... Each issue adds a layer of...
Poor wireless connection. All right, we are back. I had a poor wireless connection for some reason. All right.
So,
Hold on. All right, we're back. We keep skipping out. All right, we're back.
More classic entry-level sci-fi. Really good silent issue. Yeah, another A.
Did you know it was going to be a silent issue before you... Was it?
I didn't read the solicit, so I was actually surprised.
Oh, good. That's cool.
I was actually surprised. I knew it was mermaids. Well, I mean, the cover.
Yeah, like Little Mermaids.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Under the
She's
sea.
not too little. She's kind of a tall lady. You know, I don't know how you judge that with a pin.
Yeah, is she tall if she doesn't actually stand up?
Well, she's taller compared to, like, Lou Vander's, like, body. Yeah,
All right, this is not compelling video.
Sorry. She's pretty tall! So, yeah.
She's tall, she's long.
Another A. Oh, no, I always...
Oh gosh, you're stuck.
Yeah,
Oh no.
So how was Free Comic Book Day?
Free Comic Book Day was awesome. I have to be honest and say that it was very laid back. It was chill. It was fun. It wasn't stressful like past years may have been.
Right, but more people came than we thought. We thought like, you know.
We
Pretty
were
good
not
Saturday.
expecting as many people as we got. And I have to be honest with you and say that I think it is the most lucrative, positive Free Comic Book Day that we've ever had.
Which isn't
as a
the
business.
point of things,
So
but
it's not the point,
right.
but it feels good.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
We're almost there.
All right, so... Snagglepuss
All right.
5.
Talk
Red
to me
Skull.
about Snagglepuss,
This
man.
comic was
Did you just say Red Skull?
He just looks red there. Even.
That is a very... Justin's credit, that is a very dark pink,
Yeah.
we shall say.
Pink Skull.
Pink lion skull.
Tell me about Snagglepuss.
Snagglepuss is forced to... Once again, because he did it in there was a short story before the comic even was launched.
How many times is he going to have to go in front of Congress?
This is the second time.
I mean, come on. They're really going overboard.
Well, again,
It's part of the story. Of course, they're going over.
the idea is that Snagglepuss is such a commanding, respected, authoritative playwright that if he was on the side of Congress, the American public would be on the side of Congress. That is the entire... They want the American public to agree with their message.
He's like Bono.
He's like Bono if he was a cat and he wrote plays. Snagglepuss initially goes in with the intention of playing ball. Something happens. Something is taken away from Snagglepuss.
Aww.
And so as Snagglepuss sees it, with the thing he was fighting for the most no longer there, he decides to just go scorched earth on the Congress of the United States of America. And boy, oh boy, does that hearing go downhill real fast.
Oh.
This is an intense issue full of loss,
So he's,
full of... I keep doing it. I don't know.
That's all right.
Full of loss, full of pain, and full of
It's a busy day, man.
really
A lot of
strong-
people are coming into the
Yeah.
Eisner-nominated Farpoint Toys and
Yeah, there you go. It's
Collectibles on Free Comic Book Day.
one of the most suspicious toys and collectible stores there are. This is a tough read. And again, I don't want to say...
Heavy.
There's a big, heavy spoiler.
Great.
There's a big big heavy spoiler, and it hits.
Oh,
it's a gut punch of a comic book.
Oh,
I'm trying.
Wow.
But like I don't. Like, I'm trying to think of a pop culture example, because it is when Snagglepuss is like, okay, yeah, the gloves are coming off. It's really really cool. That hearing scene is so like
Jack Nicholson and in Few Good Men.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, because I don't know, Jack Nicholson,
he was a villain.
No, not even that. It's just that he doesn't go in with that intention. I'm trying to think of not even like I'm just thinking of like a guy who's like. I guess it's like Rambo and kind of like the third act of First Blood. He's going for blood. Snagglepuss is going. He's like,
"Take your First Blood."
It's time. The gloves are off. I don't know. It's just really really intense, and it's very.
Is it very anti-American?
I don't think so. I actually think it's one of the most American books ever.
Awesome.
Because I think there's nothing more American than saying I have legitimate grievances with my country. I have legitimate grievances about how the voiceless should be given a voice. I have legitimate grievances about the power of art. I have legitimate grievances. There's a lot of stuff going on in Snagglepuss, and it helps because again, comics were serialized format. The past 4 issues of Snagglepuss have really been leading to this, and it's great.
Good. I love that you love it. I love that you love it.
Oh, that's sweet. I love that you love that I love it, and I love that I can talk about it on this forum, just like Snagglepuss is talking about
it. So let's get down to brass tacks. Kind of, this is very social commentary.
Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. I've always said about Snagglepuss. It's talking about gay culture in the 1950s. It's a subsection of culture. It's a political drama. So obviously, it's not going to be if you want Avengers, buy Avengers #1.
Yeah,
Avengers #1 exists for you.
But listen, superhero comics are comics, and it's a huge part of comics. But it's not all comics.
It's not all comics,
right?
As evidenced by
we know people that think all comics should be some sort of superhero action adventure.
It really wasn't even what it was. There was a long time where superhero comics were not profitable in comics.
There is a place, just like with movies, just like with any kind of media.
Let's look at the selection. This is a mature. Adult reinterpretation of an old 60s cartoon in the 1950s. We have a more teenage superhero, a typical superhero story by Ed McGuinness, who's a long favorite superhero darling, and then an all-ages fantasy story. Comic books is a medium that allows for a wide breadth of stories.
Are you still talking?
We are still talking. I haven't actually talked about a grade, because it's at least an A, but it might be an A+. The one thing
is it because of everything that led to it, or is it this issue alone?
This issue alone is an A, wow. A+. It's just that everything helps. The one thing that's bringing it down, Snagglepuss loves its contemporary cameos, and there is a contemporary cameo.
So of Ricky Ricardo shows up or something.
Well, no.
Lucille Ball.
Gorbachev.
What year is it supposed to be?
56. Wait.
What the hell's Gorbachev doing then?
He was alive in 56.
He wasn't a politician then.
Yeah.
No.
Wait, no, maybe it's not Gorbachev.
It must be Khrushchev.
It looks like Gorbachev.
Khrushchev, he's right. It's sorry. I got my Russian
your history wrong.
Totalitarians wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who's president at this time? 56. It's before JFK. It might be Eisenhower.
Is it Ike?
I don't know. I forget who. Now I
think you're right. I think it is Eisenhower. I might be wrong. So there is a Khrushchev cameo, and what is going on? What is going on in the cameo is relevant to the themes in the story. It's a little distracting, and I don't know. I am very hard pressed to give things A+ because everything needs to be perfect, and that cameo is a little distracting. So I don't know if it brings it down to it's so close A+ material though. That's the only thing I think is wrong with it.
Huh.
It's so, and again, it's not like we've seen Marilyn Monroe and John Wayne in this comic already. So it's not like celebrity cameos.
Well, the Marilyn Monroe bent, I buy because she was married or dated Arthur Miller, who was a playwright.
And that was
so she was in that world.
Well, no,
when you start throwing Khrushchev, and I'm like,
Do you not remember the whole bit for that issue? Because I think I talked about it on the show. The bit was. Oh man, he's one of the most famous baseball players ever. Joe. I'm
going to let you struggle.
I'm not a DiMaggio.
Yes.
Joe DiMaggio. Joe DiMaggio
who also was
her husband
banging her.
No, not banging. They were married. So he finds out. Joe DiMaggio finds out that. Wait, Justin. Joe DiMaggio finds out that she's messing around with some playwright, and he wants to kick their butt.
Yeah.
So Snagglepuss pretends to be the playwright that she's hanging out with, because even Joe DiMaggio knows Snagglepuss is gay.
Right.
It's clever, and like I said, it led to interesting things thematically. Because I really like
comics.
I really like that whole thing about Marilyn Monroe says a really interesting thing about how men either worship Marilyn or they revile her, and it was a very interesting thing about stardom and fame and losing yourself in your own popularity. There was something very poignant about that. But again, I think that even that cameo was a little bit weird. I'm just saying, I don't think that this cameo brings down the entire book. I'm just saying, is it A+ material? I don't know, but I really, really like the book. I really, really like it. Well, no, I'm actually done. I got this. So yeah, wait, let me just switch it. Sorry, look at some of these delightful free comics. Like I said, Overwatch. I'm trying to figure out the. Oh, here we go. That was Fridays with Andrew. So yeah, be sure to come in and get our free comics. Come in to get all your toys at Farpoint Toys and Collectibles Needs.
I got this.
Oh, sure.
Hold on.
Oh.
Okay, hold on.
Sure.
Okay, there you go.
All right, no, I'm wrapping up. I'm just wrapping up.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Oh, I gotta do my recommendation.
Yes.
I forget.
Yes.
Shoot. Oh, Plastic Man by Gail Simone and Aaron Lopresti.
Is that out yet?
No,
it's coming out? This is for the future.
These are solicits.
People should contact us ASAP in order to subscribe to this.
It sounds like a super-powered 50s noir.
Oh.
It sounds kind of... or 30s. I don't remember if it's 30s or 50s. Anyway, I don't know. But yeah, Gail Simone, Aaron Lopresti, I talked about both. The last time they worked together was Wonder Woman and Conan, which everyone knows I really, really liked.
You loved?
I loved it a lot, and I think I'm going to love this a lot. I've been waiting for Gail Simone to do her take on Plastic Man for a while, and I think it's going to be something really, really special. So, yeah. Plastic Man, Gail Simone, Aaron Lopresti, and maybe it'll show up just like Avengers 1.
All right.
And that's it for Saturdays with Andrew. Free comic book day with Andrew.
Yes, free comic book day edition. We still have some books left, and we're open a little late today, so stop on by.
All right.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.